Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video, and today I am going to be trying out some horses. And I don't know if I will be trying out one horse or multiple horses. It really all depends on how much time I have today, but yeah. Anyway, let's start with the first horse. So my trainer drove me to the riding arena, and they had one horse here for me to try. She was outside with her halter on, so I could bring her in and stuff, and they did give me tack. So yeah, and they told me that she was already brushed down, so I just kind of patted her, said hi. She is a 16.5 hand mare, and she is a Andalusian. She is a chestnut, as you can see, and her name is Rainy. So I'm going to quickly tack her up, and we will head into the riding arena and start riding. And we are actually So if you guys have seen some of my other videos, you know that I started riding Western, but I started riding English again because I kind of got bored of Western after a while, and I felt like it just didn't really suit me that well, and I couldn't find a Western horse. But if I can find a horse that is that's good Western, I will definitely get it, and then we can do Western and English together. But for now, I'm just looking for a horse that I can do jumping with and maybe even cross country. Hang on, guys, 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So I'm just looking for a horse that can do jumping right now and some flat work. And from what I've heard from her owners, she is really good with jumping and flat work. So the first thing I did when I brought her into the arena was I brought her to the flat work side so that I could trot her around and just get her nice and warmed up, because I didn't know if she was warmed up or not, and my trainer was there. She is currently actually talking to the owner of Rainy, because it's nice to have a second person with you when you're shopping for horses so that they can give you their opinion on the horse. Um, and especially a professional, it's a lot easier to have a professional with you. And even if I can't buy a horse, I might lease one. As you can see, she got really excited and tried to canter, but I brought her back just at a trot, and we started just by doing trot, and then after a few laps of trotting, we're gonna canter, and then we can head into the jumping arena. But as you can see right now, she was pretty good, and she has a lot of energy, which is good. I don't know how old she is, but that's something that is on her papers, and I have not seen her papers yet. But we will find out how old she is from her. Well, my trainer probably already knows because she probably asked Rainy's owner, but Rainy's gaits were really good. She got the correct lead when I cantered her, and she's not really very hard to handle. Sometimes she tries to go a bit faster than you want her to, but I kind of just have to hold her back. And I assumed she was pretty young because she was pretty peppy and had a lot of energy in her. So I cantered her a little bit, and then I trotted her again, and she was doing so good. I was really proud of her already, and I already really liked her, but I knew there were a bunch of other horses out there for me to try. And I might not be trying any more today. I might just spend the whole day trying Rainy and stuff that I want to do with her if I buy her, but there are other horses to try eventually. and I don't think Rainy has been to this riding arena before, so she was pretty used to it and stuff, because she actually just is right up by Silverglade Manor and Silverglade Riding Equestrian Center. Silverglade Equestrian Center, because she was used as a camp horse and a lesson horse. And after a lot of trotting and warming up, I decided to bring her into the jumping arena where there were a lot of jumps. And obviously, right off the bat, we weren't going to do some really big jumps. So I just trotted her, and I decided we would trot the Crossrail first, just to kind of get her ready for it and get her ready to go so that we could do some more jumps. And apparently she was used for mostly dressage, so she's not the best at jumping. And as you can see, she did so well. She jumped it, but she did over jump it a bit, which is something a little bit normal, and she's not very used to jumping. Her owner said she mostly does dressage and flat work, but she's done a little bit of jumping before, so she might be a bit off. And she cantered this time the Crossrail, but that's fine. So I trotted her, and I decided we could go up to one of the other jumps, and I thought we could, but then she kind of was a little bit tense, and she spooked before the jump, so I decided that instead we would just keep practicing on the Crossrail for a little bit until she got a little more used to it, and that's fine, especially because she hasn't jumped a lot before. It's not like I'm gonna find a horse that's perfect at everything, and she was really good at the flat work, which is great, but she just needs some practice jumping. So I decided I'd canter her the Crossrail this time, and she overjumps it quite a lot, which is why I also think she might be a bit of a better jumper on high jumps, because she jumps to the moon basically. But she was doing so well on the Crossrail, as you can see. She wasn't spooking at it, and she was just listening really well. She was being really good, and I was honestly really proud of her considering she hadn't done much jumping before. So then my trainer popped in and told me I could canter her over the Crossrail and then over the one barred jump right there, the green one. And she was really good. She lined herself up, and I just pushed her over it with a little, I nudged her a little bit with my heel, and she did so good. And then we went around, and we didn't jump any other right there. And then there was this yellow one, and my trainer said for me to jump that and then go back to the green one and practice that one, because we had practiced the Crossrail, and we had done the green one once, but we hadn't practiced it. And I was really excited to get into bigger jumps with her. And if we were going to get into pretty big jumps with her, I knew it would take almost all of our time. So I didn't think I'd be trying out any other horses today. So we will be trying out more horses another day, but just not today. And it might come to when I have to try one horse per day, because I just don't have all day. And so we have to try one horse a day, I guess. And I don't want to rush time with any horse and then think that they're good for me and then buy them or lease them and have something that we didn't practice in our lesson that they're not really the best at. So we kind of just trotted a little bit, and she was getting a lot better at the green jump, definitely. But we decided to go back to the yellow one, and my trainer said, do the Crossrail and then that jump and then stop. And she said that maybe we could do a course for today, just maybe, if we could get a little bit better today. But we might have to take multiple days with Rainy, or any horse really. and then I had jumped those two, so I trotted her, and I kind of just trotted her around the arena, making sure she wouldn't spook at any jumps, let her kind of sniff the jumps, and she decided that the jumps were alright and they weren't gonna hurt her. So I kind of just trotted her around randomly, let her sniff the jumps, let her kind of just relax around them and not think that they were bad. And then we started, and then my trainer said that we could do the cross rail, green jump, and then the yellow jump that we had done at the end right over there. And she said, and Rainy started going a little bit faster than I wanted, and then she refused to jump the green one. So I just backed her up and I said no. And obviously, she is not going to get everything perfect the first time around. So I backed her up and I brought her back over to the cross rail so we could try again. And she was going a little faster than I had intended, so I have to make sure to keep control of her. And I asked my trainer how old she was. My trainer said that Rainy was about 5, so she was very young, and that's why she had so much energy and wasn't really the best at listening. She nicked that jump, and so I just had to remember to keep her under control. And she started going really fast, so I brought her back down to the slower canter. And sometimes she jumped on too early, and sometimes she jumped on too late. That one, she did really well. So I stopped her, I patted her, I kind of said, good girl. And it was just she was pretty good. And then I brought her over, and my trainer planned out a course for us to try, and there were a few jumps we hadn't practiced, so she asked us to practice these 2 red ones right here, the 2 oxers, and I was a little nervous, but before we started doing this course, we did do like half an hour of practicing other jumps and flying lead changes and all that stuff, so it's not like we just did a little bit and then flew into doing oxers and courses, but we did do a bunch of other jumps before we started this course. That's just something to know, and we practiced a lot before we did this course, and it was about 45 minutes of practicing before this course happened. So don't think that I just did cross rails and little things and then got her into this course. And she was doing so well now, and I really liked her a lot. As you can see, she's pretty good with flying lead changes and then jumping. It was going really well. I really enjoy riding her. I definitely do. She sometimes gets her leads a little messed up, and sometimes so she nicks the jump, but that's okay. She was doing so good on the course. I just kind of brought her over to a corner, stopped her, told her she was a good girl, and let her take a little breather. So my trainer told me to walk her a bit, and my trainer asked if there was anything else I wanted to do with a horse, and I said cross country because I always really wanted a cross country horse, but if I could only find a horse that could do show jumping, that would also be fine. And my trainer said that Rainy might not be the one for cross country, but I'm sure we could find other horses. So I walked her a bit, and this is like my 5th lap of walking actually, guys. I've done a bunch. So then we started on another course, and my trainer had set up for us. So she was getting a bit sweaty, but we had walked a bunch, and I had taken her down to the lake so she could get a drink. But we did a bunch of cooling down stuff before we started this course again, because she was sweaty and she was working so hard. She was being such a good girl, and I overall really like Rainy, and I would be so happy if we were able to buy her. Rainy is for sale, so possibly we could buy her. I don't know if we could though. And as you can see, she nicked the jump right there, but that's okay. and she was flying around the course. Definitely, she'd be good for any timed things. She's really fast and definitely just fun. She has a lot of energy. She's really, really good. And I'm thinking about starting work with Project Ponies. If you guys don't know what that is, basically I adopt any horse, ponies, whatever, and I train them, and then I put them back up for adoption. And I would get one horse for my own. Like if I bought Rainy, she would be like my horse, and then I could get other horses. I could get ponies, horses. I could train them for dressage, show jumping, barrel racing, really anything. And I could train them for anything I know how to do so that other people could have them. And yeah, so as you can see, Rainy did so well. She is starting to really like jumping. So I kind of just walked her outside and I decided that it would be pretty fun if we could bring her down to the beach and the stream. And my instructor said we could. So I walked her down there and it was pretty fun. We walked down, we had a good time, and my and then we actually cantered instead. We cantered and we jumped these two hay bales just because, that's what we do. And then there was one really high pole thing here and we decided to jump it. It was pretty fun. But getting down to the stream, there was a big hill, so we had to find a way to get down safely and carefully. So we went over to the less steep part and we walked down it. And I brought her over to the lake. But it was pretty fun and she didn't spook at the water, which is really good. I thought she might because, some horses don't really like water. They are scared of it or whatever. But she was not scared of it at all. She loved it. She actually let me get her in the water. What I did was we brought her down to the beach and there was a flagged off area where we could ride through and anywhere else we probably shouldn't ride through, but she she went in the water and we were able to stand there. I hopped off of her and we kind of just stood there and I got wet, but that's okay because it felt kind of good after being so sweaty and riding her. Overall, I love riding her. She's really good, and I would definitely be so happy if I was able to buy her. After a few minutes of kind of goofing off and playing in the stream, we decided we should probably go back and untack her and stuff so she could get back to the manor. So I basically walked her up and I tied her back up to the pole that we had been on when she first got up here, untacked her, and put her back in the trailer. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to walk all the way back up there, but just pretend I'm walking. And she spooked at something. She bolted, and I was trying to hold her back, but she wasn't really listening. And eventually I got her to stop, luckily. As you could see there, she is super duper fast. But it was alright, we were fine. Everything went well. So I switched out her bridle for her halter, and she has a really nice halter. I actually really like it. And then I rolled up my stirrups, I undid the girth, and I took off the saddle and the pad, and her owner asked me to load it all back up into the trailer, so I did. And I opened the little door to the tack room, and I put all of her stuff back. I put her saddle, her pad, and her boots and her bridle back. And then I went back to her. I took off my helmet and I put it in my backpack in the trailer. And I led her back into the trailer so they could drive her back up to Silverglade Manor. But she was really fun to ride. She was really good. She is really sweet overall, and she has really nice ground manners. So I'd be so happy if I was able to buy or lease her. And she is just one out of the many horses I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna try any more today, but I will try more another day. So if you guys want me to film that, make sure to comment that down below. And if you guys want more videos with, trying horses and stuff, make sure to comment down below. And if you guys thought Rainy was a good fit, also make sure to comment down below that you thought Rainy was a good fit. And so I closed the trailer and I left her in there. As you can see, I put a little camera back there to see if, how she was. She got a little antsy in the trailer and she didn't really like it. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey guys, it's Regular Me, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's realistic roleplay video. Sorry if it was a little bit weird, and I am trying to get better at editing so that I can actually, try more than one horse per day, essentially. And yeah, if you guys want more realistic roleplay videos, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will definitely make more realistic roleplay videos. Also, have you guys noticed this random Connemara just standing here? It's been standing here for so long, and I don't know why. It's been here for the last week. But anyways, if that's in your server, comment that down below so I don't think my server is crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Bye!